welcome back to my channel. So since becoming a mom, the amount of time that I have for myself is so much more limited, and last year was my first full year being a mom, and I really had to think about what are the most important things that really help me feel great, that keep me energized, that help me feel taken care of, and let me focus on those. So in today's video, I want to share the top 5 healthy habits that I do that are relatively simple, things that are attainable, that I know I can count on doing on the daily or on the weekly, that really make me feel great as a new mom, as somebody who has a lot of things going on. I love taking care of myself. I love doing all of the wellnessy things, but time is just so much more limited now. So I want to share the top 5 things that I do that I really feel bring me so much value and happiness. So I'm going to take you through my day. We're going to chat. Let's get into it. Okay, the first thing that I feel is without a doubt one of the most helpful things that I do for myself physically and mentally are my workouts. I'm actually on my way right now to do a body pump, which is a strength workout. I do 2 strength workouts a week, which are the body pump classes. I do those at a gym, and then I do 1 Pilates / yoga session at home. I'm also a huge fan of Legree Pilates. I did that for a few months, but the studio that is here, it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes just to get there, so I started doing them at home. They're not as intense as Legree, but I do love them, and especially postpartum, just doing that for a few months really helped to tone up and just like tighten up my core after pregnancy. So I would highly recommend that for especially like those deep core muscles, but you can definitely get a great workout in at home as well. So I try to do 1 Pilates a week, again mainly to tone and strengthen my core muscles, my abs, and then I do my strength training, my body pump. So you do use a pretty significant amount of weight. Like by the end of each track of each muscle group, you are shaking. So incredible for toning the muscles. Of course, if you don't have access to a gym or these kinds of classes, then home workouts are amazing too. I have weights at home that I've ordered from Amazon, and this is what I was doing before I started doing the body pump classes. Using weights is one of the most powerful things you can do for your body in terms of toning and strengthening, and you do not have to worry about getting bulky when using weights. It will lean you out. And then I love the Pilates for strengthening the deep core muscles, the abs, those itty bitty muscles that are going to be so on fire when doing Pilates too, so don't underestimate the burn. But yeah, that combination for me is my favorite, and the endorphins that you feel, the strength that you feel both physically and mentally, even how you carry yourself, your posture, everything is improved when you work out. And it's not something that I have time to do every day, but at least 2 to 3 times per week. That is really my goal, and I feel great this way. It's early in the morning, but I do it because I know that it's going to make me feel so great. And finding the actual time to do your workout as a mom can be challenging, but planning them in during their naps is a great option, or getting help from either your partner or a babysitter. It is worth that investment for your health, for your emotional and mental well-being. Working out is so much more than just training your body, your muscles. It makes you feel strong from within, and it gives you energy, and that is so important. Okay, the next healthy habit that I prioritize is caring for my appearance, my skin, my nails, my hair. And you might be thinking, how does that affect my health and my wellness? Let me tell you. When I am taking care of myself, our Calm and Hydrate moisturizer, when I feel like I am putting attention and effort into how I look, that affects how I feel. And when I feel like I'm really taking care of myself and I feel like I look cute and good and, you know, put together, that greatly affects the choices that I make and the decisions and, you know, how I am operating throughout the day, even how productive and how motivated I am. And don't get me wrong, I am not like wearing makeup every single day, but just doing my skincare, having that little ritual and moment for myself, looking in the mirror and being happy with how my skin looks. Like, I suffered with my skin for so many years, and it really makes me so happy, like deeply happy, when I see that my skin is thriving and in a good place. And that's because of the effort and the investment that I put into those things. You know, even just doing a little bit of makeup. This is my Huda Beauty concealer, full filter in Sugar Biscuit. It's just crazy the difference that you feel when you put a little bit of effort into your makeup. It really just gives me a boost. And again, I think when you feel better, you're more likely to make better choices that match how you feel on the inside. So when that comes to your health and wellness, like the choices that you make with what you're eating, to how you're moving your body, to the thoughts that you're thinking, it's something that we maybe don't link directly to health and wellness. But for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, it's an area that I think should not be neglected and should be understood the power of. I recently started using my Dyson Airwrap again, which is how I've been doing my hair lately, and I love it. That is something I've noticed has had a huge effect on just how I operate during the day, how I feel, my motivation. If you're ever feeling low, especially now that it's winter too, I feel like my energy and often my motivation during winter time is much more like docile. I'm definitely more of a summer person, but putting in this little extra effort into how I look, it really does give me this beautiful boost, especially right now during the cold winter months. These small healthy habits that we do for ourselves as well, like prioritizing movement and good food, staying hydrated, all of these things greatly affect our skin health too, which in turn make us feel good as well, and then we make again those good choices. So it's like this positive loop that once you get into, it's so rewarding. And there's actually a scientific term for this loop. It's called the gut skin brain axis. We talk a lot about it on our site nourish3.com, and this is really the whole theory that our brand is based around. I'll pop it in here so you guys can see if you haven't seen it already. We made this really great diagram where you can see it visually and really understand it. I think it's very motivating to see it like this too, especially if you struggle with your skin. You can see here how our emotional health, when we're stressed, that affects our gut microbiome, and also having an unbalanced diet affects our gut microbiome. This affects our overall physical health, but it also affects our emotional health with the stress. You can see that it's linked back to the stress, and then that inflammation in the body affects our skin, and we get breakouts and acne and just a lot of inflammation and redness. And then pair that with not having a great skincare routine, that can also affect it from the outside. And then you have this reoccurring loop that goes on and on. When we recognize that and we can see how to use it in a positive way, we see how powerful our thoughts and our emotional health really is to our entire well-being. I want to talk about is more of a mindset practice. Sometimes healthy habits are not just things that we can do and see and sort of check off our list. One of the biggest things for me is witnessing how I'm speaking to myself throughout the day. What is the story? How am I interpreting my life? This dialogue that we have going on in our head is so important. I think it's so easy to compare yourself to how your life used to be, especially if you're a new mom. You know, how much time you used to have to do all your wellness things, or what your friends are able to do, or when we watch these great videos online and we get really inspired, seeing how certain people live their life. It's very very inspirational. Maybe you feel that you just don't have that time. Instead of thinking that way and telling yourself that story, shifting instead to a place of gratitude and finding happiness and peace and joy in the experiences that you do have, and knowing that they don't have to look the same as they used to before, or like your friends' experiences do. I will be going throughout my day and I will be consciously grateful for tiny little moments during the day that make me so happy. Sweet little things that Nalia will do, or when she just looks so adorable, or when she speaks to me and she's able to express herself. And yes, I don't have the time to do like a 2-hour morning routine, or I can't just like pick up and go whenever I want to go do like a wellness appointment or go for a really long walk. Like, things have to be more planned and organized. I also very much understand that this is just a season in life right now. My goal is to really soak up all the goodness and sweet moments, even if it feels exhausting at times. I know I'm gonna miss these days. One day she'll be at school, she'll have her own friends and activities, so I'm really mindful of being super grateful for this precious time. I know a time will come again where I'll have more time again, but now is the moment in life that I want to soak in and just enjoy these years with her as much as possible. Being grateful for what's here right now, and recognizing as humans we always want to be achieving and going on to what's next, but also taking the time to be fully present and grateful for what's in front of us right now is so important. So finding the joy and happiness, and let that fill your cup and your heart. Not only finding value in traditional wellness practices, this has been really powerful for me.
Hi guys.
Hi, did you just say hi guys? Did you just say hi guys? You're so cute.
Hi guys.
Oh, you're so cutie pie. Oh, you're so cutie pie. And so much of that is just the dialogue in our head, and not feeling like we need to compare ourselves to how our life used to be or how other people's lives are. And how I even came to be mindful of this and really put this into action is by doing a lot of self-reflection. Journaling, I've talked about that a lot before, but even just going on long walks, not listening to anything, just being present and hearing yourself, having that space and time to think, I think is really important. Of course, you can do meditation. I'm also a huge fan of working one-on-one with a professional, whether that's a therapist or a personal development coach. I think there's so much value in expressing yourself to another human that is so passionate about helping people and who is genuinely trained and qualified to give really helpful and unbiased advice. And it doesn't just have to be if you're having a problem in life. It can also be to brainstorm and to get inspired and work with somebody to achieve your goals, to define your goals if that's something that you are struggling with, or just to have somebody neutral to express yourself to, especially now as well, it being a new year. Maybe you have some goals that you want to achieve in 2024. Even if that's just learning how to be more optimistic and happy as a person, or if you're a new mom like me, just having somebody to express yourself to and get helpful advice on how to navigate this new transition in your life. I think speaking to a therapist can be so beneficial. If you're looking to start therapy, I would highly recommend checking out BetterHelp. They are kindly sponsoring this portion of the video. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easier and a lot less intimidating for so many people. They let you have your therapy sessions as phone calls or video chats. You can even do it via messaging. Whatever is the most comfortable version of therapy for you, they can connect you with one of over 30,000 therapists in their network based on your needs, your preferences, your location, which gives you access to so much more of a larger expertise than may be available in your area. To get started, you fill out a questionnaire that will ask you questions about what challenges you're going through, what kind of therapist you'd like, and then BetterHelp will assess and they will connect you with a therapist. And most cases in under 48 hours or less. Then you'll be able to schedule therapy sessions at a time that's convenient for you. And in case you don't like your therapist, BetterHelp make it really easy to switch to another one, which I think is really important. It's crucial to have somebody that you like, that you connect well with. So I love that BetterHelp make this possible. And that's at no additional cost without worrying about insurance or somebody who's specifically in your network. And over 4 million people have started using BetterHelp to live a healthier and happier life. If you want to try BetterHelp as well, you can get 10% off your first month using my link down below, which is betterhelp.com/Jaffrey, and that will get you 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Okay, just made myself some lunch. I'm having toast with hummus and this leftover chili from last night. This has zucchini, carrot, corn, some peas, and then I put some fresh salad and cucumbers with it as well. But this is so nice, especially right now. It's super cold outside. I love that this is nice and warming, and fueling my body like this with real whole foods to energize me. This is definitely one of the most important things I do for my health and wellness. And I would say my diet is pretty balanced. I eat a variety of different things, just eating very intuitively, making sure that I'm getting in enough protein, greens, good carbs, fruits, vegetables, all the things. I just focus on whole natural foods as much as possible. Of course, I have days where we go to restaurants or we'll have like some sweets and desserts and things like that at home. But most of the time, like 80 to 90% of the time, I'm eating at home, things I've cooked with great ingredients. And it's really something that I prioritize. Food not only affects, of course, like how we look, our physical body, but also so much of how we feel, our digestive health, which also affects then our emotional health, and of course our energy levels and how focused we are during the day. And I think that is so important as a mom, as somebody who has a lot of things going on. I need that good fuel. Also for me, a big thing is making sure that I'm eating enough. I'm sure some moms can relate. Like, we are just focused on other people, on our kids, on the home, making sure that everyone else is taken care of, but we often forget ourselves and we can end up just snacking throughout the day, eating our kids' leftovers. For me, what ends up happening then is I crash later on. So I really prioritize getting in enough good food during the day so that I feel full and satisfied, and I'm not going throughout the day having lots of blood sugar spikes and crashes and feeling low energy and wanting a lot of sugar and sweets and caffeine. And yes, all of this does take some prep work. You know, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to think about what you want to make for dinner. For me, writing grocery lists and planning and having a few recipe ideas for the week, that is really helpful for me. And then I think one of the biggest things that helps to keep me on track, especially for middle of the day, is making sure that I am making a bigger portion for dinner that I can then have for lunch the next day. It is now evening time. We are going to relax. This is another one of my healthy habits that I highly prioritize, which is resting and relaxing in the evenings. And a few specific things. So Nalia goes to sleep at around 7. We're still co-sleeping with Nalia, so I will lay with her in bed at around 6:30. It takes her like 20 to 30 minutes to fall asleep, and then I'll go and have my shower. I'll get in my pajamas and just feel really like clean and fresh and cozy, and it's my favorite. And one thing I value a lot and that I think about a lot are the things that we're watching, like in the evenings. If we are going to watch something on Netflix, I want to watch something that makes me feel good, or at least that is neutral. Things we watch, things we read, what we listen to, it's like food for our mind, for our brains. I know there are so many popular TV shows that are based around drama or fear, definitely a lot of thrillers and scary movies and all of that. And I know we're all different, but for me personally, that just doesn't work. I get affected by that stuff. I think about it later on, I dream about it, it stays in my thoughts the next day, and I am just way too sensitive. And instead, I would rather watch something that, you know, fuels me, or that inspires me, or I can learn something from it, or at least it's neutral. Like it doesn't need to be like life-changing, but at least I'm not going to bed feeling fearful or my body feeling tense. I also think a lot of these shows that are more scary or thriller based or just dramatic, it taints the way we see the world. And I think we can manifest a lot of those things that we're watching, which we definitely don't want. I also think it changes our perception of the world if we're constantly watching things that, you know, where people are dramatic or not trustworthy. You just feel like a sense of negativity or stress. As somebody who's really busy and as a mom, I just don't have time for that kind of energy, and I don't want that to be something that I carry around with me. I feel like life is already stressful enough. Like there are already things that are going on that are scary that we worry about. I just don't see the point of watching more things that have more problems and more stress and more drama. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. So that's something that I know about myself. Yeah, I sort of respect that about myself, and I just don't consume that kind of content because I want to feel good and I have a limited amount of time, and I want to use that time to actually feel good and relax. Sleep is very important to me too, getting good quality sleep. So I do a lot of things as well to ensure that that can happen. With a toddler who's co-sleeping, I wake up a lot during the night. So I prioritize getting to bed at a good time. On an ideal night, I would be in bed by 9:30. 9 would be even better, but 9:30 is also good. And then like absolute latest would be 10:30. I take magnesium, which is really calming and a really healthy thing to take for your body, for your muscles, for your nervous system. And then of course we have our time together, Mo and I, where we will relax, and then I will go to bed and I will literally get in my bed so happy. I love being in my bed. I love just the feeling of getting into my sheets, especially with Nalia there too. Like I've always loved going to bed, but now that there's a beautiful little baby, or she's a toddler now, but she's still my baby, but the fact that she's there, she will come and snuggle with me, I could just cry. Like it's just the best thing ever. But yeah, sleeping, prioritizing that, prioritizing rest is so important for me as a healthy habit. Also so important for your metabolism to have enough sleep. So yeah, sleep is definitely one of my non-negotiables that I always prioritize, especially right now as a new mom. So those are my 5 top healthy habits that I do that are literally life-changing. For me as a mom, these are the 5 things that I highly prioritize in my day. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I would love to know which of these points resonated most with you. If you are also a mom or just a busy person, I would love to know which one of these 5 tips is the one that you feel like, yes, I really need to do more of that. Or yes, I can totally agree, this is also one of my top 5. Definitely share with me down below in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye guys.